Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, during this lockdown time period, people move into machines and technology and artificial intelligence. And people used to trust more and more regarding this technology. But as you know, when it comes to the science and technology, this rocket science is the most advanced. But what happened to that China rocket? You know, it went out of the control. And I hope now it fell down somewhere in this earth. And hope no one got hurt. But we have to learn, we have to remember ourselves, we have to accept. There is nothing we can control. And at the same time, we have to be very careful with these machines and technology. Because finally, it can backfire and it can hurt to human. So if anything backfire and hurt to humanity, so that cannot count as the success. So then ourselves the same. Whatever that create inside your mind as thoughts, if it is backfire to you and hurt you, it's called demerits, unprofitable action. And it another way it's called bad karma. So then look at the example through the science and the outside world. And then convert it to your inner wisdom. So through the meditation, what we're trying to do, cultivate our mind, develop our mind, using the thought, the mind itself, and as a result, whatever you gain, it never going to hurt you or anyone else. Even it never going to hurt to any seen, unseen, living beings, or even for any material things. But mostly, look at the world, look at the way we schooling our children, look at the way the developing education system and pushing all these young people towards what? To develop the mind and to maintain and control and gain the authority in this material world. But the thing is, out of that education, out of that material success, so whatever you reach, if it is become harm to any humanity or any living beings, it is the very failure of our humanity, not the success. So then just imagine the scientists and the, generations to maybe the families to family, and the children go to schools and educate and universities and even the government funding so much money. And then so that scientists develop something. It can be a weapon, it can be a capsule or the medicine, and it's pharmaceutical product. Even it can be a software, or even it can be a machine, or it can be any kind of vehicle, or any kind of microchip that, as you know, now that IBM came with the most smallest microchip. and it can domain the human body. And and even any science. So out of that success, whatever we gain, if it is increase the fear or unhappiness, or if it is effect for anyone to have the pain, then how we can count it as a success? So that's why we have to rethink again and again ourselves. Don't point out fingers to someone else. So you have to think yourself again and again. Just imagine yourself, close your eyes a little bit and look what you count as a success in you, what you try to count as success in your children. Where are you pushing them? Where are you guiding them? And maybe you will become very happy if that children becomes a scientist or someone in their future. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, are you taught them? Are you show them the value of this human life? So then always remember, whatever you do, and add that part to the children, and it can you can teach it out of the gratitude and respect, becoming humble, and self take caring themselves to how to teach them, that teach them to take care themselves rather than hate them. And at the same time, as elders, you have to remember in front of your children or your younger generation. So wherever you are, whatever you do, they keep watching you. So it's become part of your responsibility. And with that, you have to understand this, how this mind works. It is just not closing your eyes and observing inhalation, exhalation. It's only not going to heal this world. So you have to contribute something to the world. So with that wisdom, you have to feed for everyone around you, rather than sharing the greed, hatred, and the delusion. You have responsibility to share. So be a part of that chain. There are a lot of people do that themselves. So then initiate yourself to be a part of it. Someone will do that. But at the same time, yourself also contribute to that part. So that way you as a human being, you can be happy. And at the same time, and you providing the necessary space, safe environment for other living beings to find their tranquility state. And that will become a part of the wisdom journey. So with that, when it comes to your life, this everything, this names, this poem, this everything around you came out of synchronizing each other. So because one thing itself cannot make this everything happen like this way. That is the very teaching of cause and effect, causality, dependent origination. That even though things have its own space to become something, it needs the help each other. So your mind your body. So become like this, helping each other. And that's when you observe inhalation, exhalation, the inhalation, exhalation happens as a result of your bodily action. So the body become like this as a result of your mind. So the mind become consciousness because of the desire. So this interconnected. So observing inhalation, exhalation allow you to slowly get into that pattern. If I give an analogy to understand this, it's kind of like this. Just look at the water. Water doesn't have a form, kind of like a shape. And look at the wind. Wind doesn't have a color. So when the water and the wind come together, synchronize each other, what happened? It gives birth to the clouds. So the clouds has colors and has form. See, the water doesn't have a form, any kind of solid form, and the wind doesn't have the colors. So the same thing with your mind also. So you became like this. Your body became kind of like this. You are kind of like the cloud. So the desire is the synchronize this. Mind and matter synchronize this and keep developing this. So then how you can go back to this formless, this shapeless, this colorless existence. So that is the tranquility state. For that, you have to slowly get out of the desire. Getting out of desire is not, you have to remember, so getting out of the desire is not kind of like a pushing things away or resisting. It is different. So tranquility state means allowing everything to settle down to its natural form. That's it. Rather than doing anything. Even when it to your body, to your mind, just imagine, just allow that, just things, just everything to settle down. That's it now. In a certain level, if you practice little by little, that you will see. So I was watching that animal documentary, and you may have seen this regarding this monkeys. And some monkeys in the winter time and having the cold bath and the very cold place, the water, and closing eyes, no any movements. And some monkeys in Russia, it shows closing eyes, no any movements. Simply, just imagine a monkey. Then even to busy mind, we say monkey mind. But look, even the monkey can slowly calm down and settle down and stay in unmovable posture. It's kind of like a so tranquility state. But look at what happened to the people. People get depressed when they start to calm down. So as even according to the Darwin, so that we are coming from the monkeys. So anyhow, look, see what happened. So the monkey is becoming kind of like the human, and the human becoming kind of like the monkeys. So the monkey is able to calm down, relax, no any single moment. So, tranquility state, settle down. And the people becoming so busy, so busy, so busy. So I'll tell you a example, try to understand it. What is this tranquility state? So there was one time when the sun was shining, the wind came. So the two friends met. And the wind told to the sun, so I am so powerful than you. So the wind told, the sun told, so really? Prove it. So the wind came and told, I am so powerful than you. So the sun told, okay, prove it. And then what happened? There was a man walking on the road, and he had a jacket. So then the wind told, okay, let's do a game and see who can take out that man's jacket. So if anyone can make the man's jacket, take off, so then that one going to win. So the sun told, okay, then you try first yourself. So then what happened? The wind start to blow, 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 blow so hard to take out the jacket. You know what happened when the wind start to blow so hard? It start to become cold. So the man start to hold the jacket more tightly, more tightly, more tight. So the wind became so mad and angry. I want to take out the jacket, but this man holding it, and it start to blow more hard, more hard, more hard. And then it didn't work. So then what happened? Then he told to son, I'm tired, I'm done. So now it is your time. So the son told, okay, then calm down. So then what happened? The wind start to become slow, slow, slow. And when the wind start to become slow, what happening? The cold start to disappear. And when the winds disappear, the sun just itself didn't do anything. Just when the wind start to disappear, man start to feel so good, so warm. And then he start to take out his jacket and enjoy the sunny day. So your tranquility stayed the same. But if you become like the wind and try to tranquilize yourself, it's never going to happen. So our mind is kind of like the wind and try to do things. But tranquility state kind of like the sun. There's nothing to do. Once the wind disappears itself, you are tranquil. You come to the samadhi state. But the thing is, eons by eons through the samsaric journey, we used to believe kind of like this wind blowing so hard, we can take out the jacket, we can calm down, we can conquer. And then that is the natural process that we keep going everywhere. And we born with this, and not only that, even when we are in the mother's womb. And our parents had that intention. And then You came to this world, and from the very first day, what happened? The people start to feed you that intention. Do things, do things, do things. You have to do things. You have to take over. You have to control things. You have to hold things. You have to resist things. So it's nothing wrong. That is the very nature of the conventional life. So if you keep doing it, that is where you conventionally going to become success. But that our purpose is not to develop this conventional lifestyle because it belongs to samsara. You are going against the current. That means when you go towards the nibbana, when you go towards the wisdom, and you cannot take the same path. You have to take opposite side. So that's why little by little, while we practice meditation, we learn to practice, we learn to develop it inside us. So then remember, when it comes to tranquility state, and let things to settle down, you don't need to do anything. Don't try to do things. That's why observing inhalation, exhale, just observe. Don't try to inhale or exhale. Let the body to do it. Once you recognize that, because tranquility state is inside you. So only thing is that once the wind disappear, the tranquility state there. So then the tranquility state means not doing something, not reaching yourself. You allowing things to settle down itself. So in this process, in day-to-day life, there are things that you have to learn how to live this life. And for that, I'm going to give you a Zen story. So in a certain Zen temples, they use this story to give their deeper the wisdom to newcomers. So in Zen means that itself, it's came from the Chinese word chan, and the Chinese word came from the Pali word called dhyan, Sanskrit called dhyan. So that is what called the dhyana. So the dhyana itself, the meaning of the samadhi, tranquility state, the same thing. The same meaning, but it in a different languages. Samadhi, dhyana, chan, sin. See, this all means the tranquility state. So how you can get into this? So this is the story. There was a bodhisattva. That's mean that the person who dedicate his life to with the great compassion and the wisdom to give service to humanity and entire living beings. So there was this wise man, we just call him as a wise man or the bodhisattva. One day, trying to cross the river, and then he saw that everybody taking the bridge to cross the river. And that day, the water was so shallow, and the river was not heavy that much, little water. And then he thought to cross over the river rather than going through the bridge. And because he would just want to enjoy the water. and the breeze and the beauty. So then what happened? Once he started to walk along the river, he heard somebody crying. And then look, and there was a person sitting on the bank of that river and crying. And he went there and asked, friend, why are you crying? Oh, my life is so miserable. I am so poor. I was doing everything in my life, didn't work anything. So I am so tired with this all my life. I don't want anything. I'm so unlucky. So then this wise man or the Bodhisattva, enlightened master, sat next to him and smiled. And then this man got so mad and told, I am so disappointed, unhappy, and looking at me, you laugh, and you laugh at me. You try to make fun out of my sadness. So then this wise man told, no, you are not unlucky like that. You are so lucky. So then this man told, how you can tell that? Prove that. So then this wise man told, look at this river. Look at this water. Look very carefully. And then it was a little bit water that day. And then when he looked at the water, and he started to see little pebbles shining. And then this wise man told him, look at this. There are a lot of golds around you. You didn't see. There are a lot of golds. And this man started to look. Of course, there are a lot of gold. And he started to look around the river. Everywhere it was full of gold. He felt so happy. So then the wise man told, so don't worry. Now you can be rich. And then he left. So this poor man thought, oh, there are a lot of gold. I want to get it. And he ran to his home. And he was a poor man. It was a little hut. And he had a little bucket. And then he looked here and there. He thought, he looked a little bucket. He thought, this is not enough. Why? Because there are a lot of gold. I want to get all the gold. This little bucket is not enough. Then what I need to do? Look here and there, he couldn't find a bigger one. And he went to market and he saw a bigger bucket. And then he thought, I want to work, get some money to buy that bigger bucket to get that gold. So then he started to work so hard. That day he earned some money. He earned some money and went to the market. And then he saw more bigger buckets there than he saw the very first day. But that money was not enough. So then what he did? He worked so hard. And then few days he worked, earned some money to get a bucket, and he got some bigger bucket. And then he went to the river. Already few days went. So what happened? The rain started in the higher lands, and the water became so rough, heavy, and even he couldn't get into the river. And again he was so crying, and he was so disappointed. And that the Bodhisattva, that the enlightened master or the wise man, after few days, when he came around that village, he saw this poor man, and he knocked the door. Oh, my friend, I think now you are rich, now you are happy. And then again he told, no, I didn't get any gold. I am so unlucky. I went there. I didn't have the bigger bucket, and I worked so hard few days. I'm so tired. And I went there, then the rain happened, and then it all the river so rough and all disappeared. So the wise man told, you are not unlucky, just relax. Take a rest. Let the rain to settle down. It will change. And this man didn't rest. Morning, night, got angry, mad, disappointed, and blaming to rain, and so like that. But somehow after few days, the wise man came. So that is the very nature of the Bodhisattva. They don't give up. They don't get tired helping others. It's like the mother, like the father. They don't get tired out of children. Even, conventionally, sometimes we say, but they never get, their heart never get tired out of children. So same like the Bodhisattva, same like the Buddha, they never get tired. So then what happened? So the very next time he met, my friend, let's go to the river. And he looked, there is nothing. All the gold disappeared. And then this man again cried, oh, I am so unlucky. I saw the gold here, that all gold, and I am so unlucky person. Again, it happened. This emotional attack keep happening. So then the wise man told, no, don't worry. So he went to the water, and there was mud because of the heavy rain. Some mud accumulated. So then he told to this person, and moving that mud little bit, and told, so look, the gold is there. What you should do, when the very first day, with that small bucket, you should take this gold. From that day, little by little, every day if you take a little gold, you already reach today. You no need to work so hard. And during that time, you should not going to have anger, disappointment regarding the nature because of the rain, the river, and regarding that you lose whatever. And then you should have the comfort. So the same thing with practicing meditation. Remember, don't try to think. Even you can apply this to your very conventional life also. Don't try to gain this transformation or the enlightenment as a whole package at once. Just whatever the small bucket you have, use it. So when it comes to tranquility state, just learn to little bit settle down with the inhalation. That's enough. And just keep doing it. Keep doing it. It's kind of like you're accumulating gold. Don't wait till once you close your eyes, you go to the tranquility state, and from there you go to the dhyana, and from there you go to high mental powers. From there you go to liberty. Don't try to project like that. Just even seeing that your mind is busy is a result of your meditation, because you see the mind busy. You didn't see it so far in this journey, but now you see, oh, myself, it is very difficult to to tranquilize, self-realization. That's what you recognize yourself, accept it, and work for that. Oh, my mind always bring this kind of self-realize. So now you're recognizing yourself. That understanding is like you accumulating little bit the awareness. Oh, I cannot stay without moving myself. Oh, this self-realization. You recognize it because you had a different kind of understanding about you, thinking, oh, I can do that. It is very simple. Observing inhalation, exhalation. Oh, meditation. I know this much, that much. So like that. And suddenly some days, it's a kind of like a tsunami. It's kind of like a tornado. And all the practice will disappear and you get so mad. And then you become wonder. What happened to me? Self-realization. See, that even you gain the tranquility state, and it's not going to be the same there some days. It's going to change. So why you cannot see the change happening in you? So like that, whatever the available in that very moment, use it and access to that recognition. So it's like that with the little bucket, you gain whatever the gold that you can. So if you keep accumulating day by day, then what will happen? By the time you gain all the gold and you're going to be rich. But what happened? When the disappointment comes, unhappiness comes, sadness comes, worry come to you, you know what happened? Remember this. If it is come to you, the very simple dharma is whatever, remember this, don't forget it. Okay. So whatever in front of you, you cannot see. So whatever in front of you, you cannot see. When the worry, remember, it's not, we go all going to be unhappy, sad, worry, disappointment. So it's a part of our life. It's going to happen to us. But remember that when that happened to you, don't make any action and don't that think yourself when you are sad, worry, unhappy. So whatever in front of you, don't try to take any decisions out of that what you see. Why? Because you cannot recognize. That's why that white person, enlightened master came to that person. In front of that person, there was gold. But he didn't say it. That's why the Buddha come to us. Why? Because we are always tangled with the desire. So even though enlightenment within ourselves, we cannot see it. So then yourself, the very first thing, get out of the struggle. So whatever available with the small steps, it's okay. Develop the contentment. So whatever the small steps, take it. Even in the conventional life, small step, take it. So then you will see, by the time, journey will fulfill. By the time, you will gain all the gold. So by the time, with the little samadhi, little tranquility state, little by little, you become happy. You're not pushing yourself. You're not trying to gain things yourself. You just settle down, accepting, and you develop the tranquility state, and you become really comfortable with that little moment. And when you keep practice, little by little, you start to gain it in a very, very, very large scale. So you start to increase that duration of the tranquility state. In a certain level, your mind fulfill that necessary time period. And once it fulfill that, it's kind of like this. Once it fulfill to yourself, your mind is start to change. It's like this. For the flight, for the plane, there is a saying, whatever the gasoline or the fuel in the tank or in the bowser doesn't work. Whatever the runaway behind the train, the flight doesn't work. So when the tranquility state comes, your mind is become kind of like a plane already. The gasoline or the fuel inside the flight and runaway is in front of you. So recognize that, how the transformation happened. So now, before you gain this wisdom or the tranquility state, you are kind of like a plane, doesn't have the gasoline. That means it is somewhere. And you have the runaway already behind you. But when you transform yourself, you gain that necessary qualifications to take off yourself out of this samsaric journey. So it can happen little by little out of your practice. So then from today, even though you have a bigger picture regarding that, even though you have the desire in the highest place, attaining to Nibbana, enlightenment, gaining the wisdom, and start to do it with the little steps and be comfortable with that. And at the same time, when there is unhappy, sad, worry come to you, completely shut down yourself. Never take action. Just settle down. Why? Remember, your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So whatever the perception you cannot recognize, that is where you make mistakes. So once you develop that method every day in your conventional life, and slowly, little by little, in your spiritual development, so remember, you will gain the good result. And with that good result, you will gain the benefit to transform yourself and gain your liberation. And finally, you can attain to the ultimate bliss of the Nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu. Mate bhavatantarayu sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammihi sampadam punya sampadam. Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.